Hello, Miss Ballard. This is Philip, coming to you live from my vehicle. Unfortunately, it is not from my future house in town. Unfortunately, uh, I have become kind of ill here at the moment. Had a big stomach bug problem that my mother gave to me. I didn't think I was actually going to have a problem, but she gave it to me. And other people caught it as well. So it's a little bit of a thing that's been going around. That's why I wasn't in class on Wednesday. I apologize for that. I had to leave abruptly from from Mr. Sheaves' class at 11. But at any rate, I'm going to talk about a little bit about my classes and my experience. Overall, the experience has been good. It's pretty much what I had experienced when I first was there about around 6 years ago, I guess. Yeah, 6 years ago. And it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's a nice community college. Everyone's pretty friendly. Everyone's pretty well okay. I mean, some of the kids are a little, they don't really like to talk that much. But that's the way a lot of our generations have ended up being now. We don't like to communicate and talk in person. All we do is just text and chat each other over Snapchat or whatever else. It's a bit of a disappointment with that, but I've made a couple of friends. It's good, and the overall atmosphere of the place is very homey. It's very nice, and I like it. It's very good. Mr. Sheaves' classes, really like them. He's very enjoyable. His classes are very fun. He's very entertaining. We have good back and forth, Mr. Sheaves and I. And he helps me with a lot, and I very much appreciate that. He likes to emphasize the importance of thinking for yourself, which is a good thing. He likes his short answer questions, and I like them too, because that's where he sort of emphasizes that whole thinking for yourself thing, where, if your answer to the question isn't exactly word for word what it was in the book or in the slides or anything else like that, he doesn't count it off so long as it makes sense. He doesn't take off the points so long as it makes sense. And so that's a good thing, because it encourages thought instead of just memory recall all the time. You're not just a robot, you're actually absorbing the information and you're thinking for yourself, which is a little bit of a foreign concept in modern day academia, it seems. But I am glad for his classes that he likes to emphasize those sorts of things. Freshman orientation class is good. The freshman orientation class with you, Miss Ballard, has been very good. The things that I have learned about myself a little bit, just going over all of those different things as far as like psychology, in other words, and other things of that nature. It's all been good. I've learned several things a little more clearly about myself, so I can try to put things into better practice in my own personal life and my school life as well. So that helps. And because I have 3 classes with Mr. Sheaves, so I won't go over every class, individually per se, but they're all good. And I have the freshman orientation class with you. But the other thing is my biology class. And that is something interesting in and of itself. It was fairly enjoyable to start with, but as time progressed, it became very monotonous and very, monotonous, just over and over again, repeating the same thing like every single chapter. And then you have to remember every single way that someone described the exact same thing in every chapter. And that's different on a different test. It's like, okay. But the most interesting thing is the evolution part of this. That we're here in chapter 14 of this textbook. It's an online textbook, McGraw-Hill. And it's quite interesting. Actually, I don't even think the word interesting is which I should use here. It's insulting to my intelligence. I was just given an assignment to write about evolution because the teacher, Miss Vicky Huckman, said that, and she's been very polite. She's been very pleasant throughout the whole class. She doesn't, there's nothing necessarily a problem with her, but it's the textbook. in section 7 of chapter 14, they go over all of the different critics of evolution, and they go over from the Anglican clergy at the start of the whole thing all the way up until we get to America, and they start talking about how, excuse me, about how people in America were starting to reject evolution. They didn't want to teach it in schools. They were electing school board members and things. And so they start to go into politics. And they start to talk about how there's these crazy people called creationists that believe in, like, you know, oh, there's a God or whatever. Or like, oh, no, duh, like, you're in a Christian society. Like, what exactly did you expect? I mean, they just go down the list. And one of the most insane things to me, and I'd spoken to Mr. Sheaves about this too, it was kind of funny. They talk about the human eye is somehow like not intelligently designed. It's designed backwards, and you're just so mistaken to think that, like, you know, your human eye is somehow an intelligent design, because it's really just stupid. I'm like, oh, so your eyeballs are stupid then? I mean, like, it's just so irrational. And then it's like, what exactly are you basing this on? So I was pretty insulted in this last portion of this biology class, to say the least. I wrote my entire paper, and I just completely eviscerated and destroyed the theory of evolution in 14 pages, and it really wasn't hard to do. Like 3 or 4 of those pages is just photographs. So, like, I mean, like, it's not a hard thing to do because it's so irrational. Yeah, there's no logic to it or anything. But yeah, I mean, you know, other than that, in the biology class, it's been fairly okay, kind of monotonous. But anywho's. But yeah, like I said, overall, the campus experience, the classes, everything, has been very positive, and I look forward to taking more classes, and I look forward to having you for my professor in my classes for next semester, Ms. Ballard. So thank you very much. I know this is 7 minutes long. I apologize. I know you'd said something around like 2 minutes or whatever, but just go over everything in the classes and stuff. But anyways, yeah. Thanks for being a good advisor, and like I said, look forward to having you in my upcoming classes. Thanks.